Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to this week's Unconventional Wisdom on Grief and Loss. My name is Delilah De La Rosa. I am the person that is working out her experience, moving through, working out her experience of grief and loss. And to my side here is Steven Morrison. He's the creator of Spiritual Workout, the practice that we use here that guides us through this unconventional wisdom on grief and loss. And he's also the author. I forgot my book back home. Also the author of...
Mine's over there somewhere.
Okay. Well, we'll get to it. The author of An Extra Year, Grief and Loss in a New Age. The book contains quite a bit of all the stuff that we get into here. And I've read it twice. Once when I was not experiencing this, and the other time after my mother passed away, which is pretty much the impetus for this series.
Yeah.
My mother passed away back in November from stage 4 pancreatic cancer, diagnosed in August, and passed away 2.5 months later. And just dealing with, I guess, my extra year so far after my mother's passing. So welcome everyone. Welcome, Steven. How are you?
I'm quite well. Thank you for asking. And I'm here because Delilah said, hey, can we do another session? I said, here we are.
Yeah. So and welcome to my mom. Welcome my mom,
Yes.
Duder, who is also one of the subjects of An Extra Year, Steven's partner.
Quasi-co-author.
Co-author of An Extra Year. And any and all entities that are present, welcome.
There's a lot of energy on the other side of the veil, as it were, that is all about encouraging us on this side to, expand our awareness and acknowledge the existence of the being parts of us that go on when our lifetimes here come to an end.
Yeah. So, since our last session, I believe the last session that we had, I had just come back to California, to LA. And I was talking about how things have been since after dealing with cleaning out my mom's former apartment, and how things have been since then. Pretty rocky.
Define rocky.
Rocky in the sense of that I will have an intention of vitality, inspiration, passion, joy, great health, abundance. Did I say vitality? Yes, I did. I'm going to say it again. Vitality, passion, love, joy, right? And there are glimmers of that, while also experiencing some very intense, energetic, emotional, and physical lulls or lows. From pain in the body, not feeling like I'm able to relax in my skin, even when I do all the structural things, all the stuff that can help me calm down, and they help somewhat, but it's not consistent.
Mhm.
Um, and what I'm and so these last 2 weeks since we had our last session, um, it's continued that way. But what I'm finding is that I'm having um, uh, I'm having more flashbacks and memories of my mom suffering. And I think this is one of those things where in order for me to allow access, that joy, that inspiration, and all of that, I need to address not trauma from my mom's passing. I'm not seeing that as a traumatic event.
Mhm.
I'm actually recognizing um, that there is still some unprocessed stuff from childhood
Mhm.
that I think is making its way up in order for me to allow and cultivate and sustain that way of being,
Mhm.
that intentional way of being.
Intentional, yes.
You know? And so, yeah, my mom has been coming up in my dreams pretty consistently. I don't remember them fully when I wake up.
Mhm.
Um, but what I have been experiencing is kind of sensing, because I don't remember them fully. What I do sense is that she's in the dream pretty neutral or worried, right? But much more so like neutral, like she's in the background, kind of like
Are
in the
you
back.
engaging with her in the dreams, or
I,
she's
I I can't really remember.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm thinking that because I can't remember, it's because she was fairly neutral in the dream, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah.
Because I do remember the times when she appears worried or, you know, her presence is more noticeable in the dream, right?
Mhm.
But for the most part, pretty neutral. Like she's just part of the environment, right?
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, it just seems like uh a lot of these childhood memories, not so great childhood memories, I think ones that are like pretty traumatic for
Mhm.
me. And when I say that, I mean that they're not fully processed,
Mhm.
you know? And I think now is seeming to me like they're wanting to come up so that I
Mhm.
can process them. And the reason why I say that is because I am experiencing, like, when I allow this to come up, I cry, tap, reflect, right?
Mhm.
Um, uh, I do feel like a weight lifted. Um,
Mhm.
and I notice like my back, hip pain, my pelvic, region, like the root sacral chakras,
Mhm.
um, tend to feel a little more relaxed when I
Mhm.
cry this stuff out,
Good.
or when I, address them in with my various tools, including crying.
Yeah.
um, uh, and I've also been sharing some of these things with other folks from my care team as well that weren't up on some of these things. You have been. I've shared some of this stuff with you before,
Mhm.
and my mom has shared some of this stuff with you before too.
Yes.
And so I'm noticing that my sense is that this pain misalignment in my body and the nervous system, like being, tense,
Mhm.
is uh, calling for me to face this, address this, transform this. Um, and I realized that there's a lot of uh, I didn't realize how much I was carrying, holding in some of this energy, and
Hmm.
how I kind of internalized some of my mother's
Yes.
energy here.
Hmm.
And what's been coming out is a lot like, I think I've said this like since before we started this. And when my mom was sick, and I was telling you that like I'm doing these things for my heart chakra, and I just feels like it's buried, right?
Hmm.
Like it's buried. And I've been doing some Kundalini yoga, another part of my, my tools and stuff. And
Hmm.
it's great. I love it. I've been doing it out in my backyard in the sun, and it's been really, really good. And this lady said this thing that I've known before, but sometimes things just land very clearly. And
Oh
she
yeah.
was like, when we're addressing, focusing on the heart chakra, she
Hmm.
was like, stay with me, stay with me. This is the heart, one of the hardest chakras to work out and strengthen, because it can be um, overcome or overwhelmed by grief, anger, doubt, fear, right? And which doesn't allow us to access that joy and passion and all of that. And it just felt exactly like that,
Yeah.
and so I was seeing how after I would have these crying bouts, or when this stuff would come up, and I would address it, allow it to come up, and just stay with it,
Hmm.
um not making it a home.
I get it. Yeah.
But just like being present with what was coming up.
Hmm.
And I noticed afterwards that I did feel more of that, more inspired, you know, um, more lovey dovey, more the passion, lighter, like I'm is able to access more joy. So
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm not looking at this as a problem. I feel like this is part of my processing.
Yeah.
Um, and yet, this is my question.
Okay.
Um, One of the childhood memories that I have of, my mother suffering, um, and it just sort of like speaking to her own childhood memories of her uh, suffering in agony, right? Feeling violated,
Hmm.
um, abandoned, um, all of that. Um, I feel like when I think about it, when it comes up, when I think about my own memories and then the ones that she has shared with me, um, it's really heavy on my heart. I start crying, and that feeling of like not wanting for my mom to suffer, you know, just feeling brokenhearted about it, like my heart aching over it. And I was allowing myself to, feel whatever I was feeling.
Hmm.
And I thought to myself, when will I know that this has been processed? Like, is it when I don't feel that kind of charge anymore? Um, you know,
Exactly that.
really? Hmm.
Why?
Um, yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Because there's just like I feel like there are moments where I feel like I want to cry, but it doesn't it won't it feels more of like I'm feeling touched about it, but not
Hmm.
necessarily like that kind of traumatic charge to it.
Well, so just based on what you're saying so far, one of the things that I keep thinking about that I would be doing if I were you from the start, well, from now forward, just to see, would be the old letting go specifically of any and all energy that isn't yours, specifically
Mm.
your mom's, right? So that would also help
Mhm.
explain what you just said about like I'm touched by this and I can, but it doesn't feel necessarily right. So either that means you've processed a lot and there's just a little more to go, and or some of this just isn't yours at all, in which case it's always good practice, as you know, to just let's see, is there anything of all this in this category of all this stuff, you know how to aim it on this thing, anything that's just that's my mom's that isn't mine, that I'm
Okay.
holding, let it go and just see. You'll know in a couple of minutes, either because you'll feel exactly the same from doing that, in which case,
If I think about these memories,
yeah, so kind of gather up, get into that
space.
space of those emotions and that energy, and then just say, okay, right here, right now, any of this that is specifically not my mom's and or otherwise not mine, just in case, and the let it go. And see, do that for, it doesn't usually take more than a couple of rounds of that usually, to see either, okay, nothing's changing, or wow, I already feel somewhat lighter, a little bit different. And that's the evidence that it really wasn't yours. Then you'll see what's left, if anything, that is yours, that, the two of you are enmeshed in that way, and you're a little girl, you're witnessing what you're witnessing, you're hearing what you're hearing, you've got your mom's experience that you're somewhat taking on like anybody would, in
Mm.
that way, not consciously, but it just sort of happens. Everything's energy and we're mushing with each other, uh, and whatever you took on that is really, yours now to contend with, right? But I would do that at least as the first pass and just see.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I didn't even think that that would be the option.
And we'll see, because I wouldn't be surprised if it's some of both. Wow, okay, that lightened my load a
Yeah.
little bit, and now it's clear what's left for me. We'll see, and maybe it'll be all her stuff.
Right. Right.
And
Yeah.
when I say her stuff in that sense, this is just how, we move through the world, whether we're conscious of it or not. And anybody who's an empath will say it's like, I pick up other people's energies all the time. Well,
Mhm.
many of us are picking up other people's energies all the time without knowing that we're doing it. Somebody who identifies as an empath knows that they're doing it, and hopefully has, a protocol for not holding on to any of that energy. We're not required to carry other people's stuff. It just sort of happens.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so, in my experience, it's so easy to rid ourselves of it, because it's not ours, not our responsibility.
Mm. Yeah, it's just yeah, because I've definitely been having these, childhood memories of what I witnessed,
Mm-hmm.
experienced, um, with respect to my mom,
Mm-hmm.
her different
Mm-hmm.
dynamics,
Mm-hmm.
right? And experiences, as well as what she shared when she was sick.
Yes.
Now, and uh, I think perhaps what I'm sensing is that part of what may be mine,
Mm-hmm.
the part that didn't want her to suffer, you
Mm-hmm.
know, um, in a way, like my wanting to do something about it,
Mm-hmm. Many
right?
of the things that we talked about many sessions ago, right? Some of
Yes.
that dump list
The saving,
material.
the fixing, and,
Right.
you
I
and I
can't be happy till everybody else is happy.
yeah, yeah, and I mean, but I also want to acknowledge that while I do feel like, that codependent sort of dynamic is there and, you know, uh, a bit of an issue, right?
Mhm,
Um, from my way of being before, right?
mhm,
Um, I do also feel that I don't want to see my loved ones hurting while also understanding that who am I to say what should be their experience or not,
mhm.
right?
Who are you to judge?
Right. However, I don't think it's I don't feel uh I don't feel like it's wrong or not serving me to not want to see my loved ones like, hurting. Um, However, I do feel like you could still feel that way and maybe feel touched rather than it being that kind of charge or it activating, where you become a bit derailed, you know?
Mhm,
Um, yeah, it's like I don't want to see my loved ones. I don't really like to see anyone suffering, you know? However, I do know that it's, not my place to um to say that like, my mother could never suffer. She could never be in agony. She could never she should never deal with shame or anything like that.
mhm.
Um uh so yeah, it's like a little bit of a, you know,
I think there's a nuance in there that we're
mhm,
missing.
okay.
And I come at this from a purist perspective with regard to this practice, right? So if there's zero judgment, there's somebody I care about in pain. That's the fact. That's what's happening. How do
Mhm.
you know? Because they've said so.
Mhm.
It's obvious.
Mhm.
As opposed to you just assigning, oh, it looks like you're in pain. Maybe they're
No,
not.
or that because this
Right.
happened, you must be in
Exactly.
pain.
Right.
No.
So, so the,
I'm fine with what I saw.
yeah, I
My
get it. So no judgment is she's in pain. Period. End of sentence.
Mhm,
End of
mhm.
story until we create the rest of the story. So she's in pain. If we really go from that place of neutral, no judgment about it, it just is, then we can truly listen to inspiration. What, if anything, am I in this moment, in this situation, with this person, in this dynamic, compelled, inspired to do, if anything? Which is, I think, a different than she's in pain, it hurts, and you're not stopping there. You're layering on, right? It's like, and this shouldn't be, and this hurts me, and it hurts me to look, and it hurts that we're already operating, if you ask me, that at that point from our heads and not our hearts, which is what our whole practice is about.
Yeah, and I
And
feel
if
that.
we start from that clean non-judgment, it doesn't mean you like pain. No, nobody wants to see other people suffering. Well, I shouldn't say nobody. I'm sure there's a few people
Oh,
who
well, yeah, for
appreciate
sure.
that, but you know what I mean. And
Yeah,
so, and
yeah,
especially when it's people we know and love and care about and all those things.
yeah.
It's not that we are saying, oh, well, you know, you're on your own, go for it, you know, too bad. We're not
Create
going
your
to
own
say anything.
reality. This is
Right,
your
right,
journey.
exactly.
This
Right.
is your
Yeah.
journey.
When in
Like,
fact, it is their journey. But
it is.
it's also not an accident that that person is in front of you with that situation. We're here for a reason, no accidents. So
Mhm.
what then, if that's the case, wow, what is there for me here? And that in our practice is comes from inspiration, comes from our gut, our intuition. And that's what we answer to. When we do it the other way, which seems like average normal, and it is, wow, she's in pain. I got to do something. I'm going to fluff a pillow. I'm going to get a doctor in here. I'm going to I'm going to, right? Before anybody's asked you to do anything. And sometimes, so all I'm saying is if that's an inspired action, like, oh my God, this is what, you know, I just feel compelled to do this intervention or this action. Beautiful. That's what we're here for.
Mhm.
It's just that, again, another key feature of our practice, are we taking action or are we taking inspired action?
Right. Right.
And
Because I
I'm saying the only way for it to get to the inspired is you have to be at neutral instead of in some form of judgment, even though the judgment doesn't seem like it's so outlandish.
true.
But the
Because
judgment in this case is any thought or idea or opinion we are having about what's happening.
well, the layering on, I can note, I can recognize that there was a layering on due to
Mm-hmm.
unprocessed childhood
Right. Okay,
stuff.
fair enough. So
I
then that's
Yeah,
part of why
I
it's happening.
definitely can sense that, you know?
Okay, so that when we say, well, I'm here for a reason, there are no accidents, and then the next question is, well, what's a reason? What if anything? So what you're saying is maybe at least one of the reasons is because now there's room, time, and space for you to process your stuff that's connected to what you see happening.
Yeah, I mean, I
I,
feel
for one,
like
appreciate that self-awareness.
oh, yeah, because I know that, part of my, sort of flipping out over seeing her, in agony when she was sick
Mm-hmm.
really, my brother reacted differently,
Yeah.
right? And, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, brought in a really good serving energy because when my mom was flipping out, I started like, I was like, oh my God, calm down, like, and then it was like I started almost like suffocating her in a
You
way.
matched her energy,
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
like.
Well,
Yeah.
'cause it activated. It
Right.
triggered, you
Right.
know, the memory of my seeing her as a young girl emoting agony, suffering, loss of
Yes.
control, anguish,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and my not being able to do anything about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and really wanting to as a little
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah. Sure.
It's like I think I wanted for my mom to not suffer, be in these emotional spaces. I think primarily because I was also afraid of my survival, that if my mom wasn't together, um, or dying, then um, what happens to me?
Right. Yeah.
And
Good
so
question.
that energy, that experience, I feel like, has sort of persisted
Mhm.
throughout. And while, life is lifing and I think I'm, good and I'm doing my thing and, you know, these things come up to handle it, I think. You know what I mean? Like address that part of, some of the beliefs that I've cultivated along the way. I can't be okay unless everyone else is okay. Um, uh, the universe can fuck up my program, right? Like,
Mhm.
um, all of these things. Uh, so I appreciate like these suggestions that you're making, from one like really trying to see what's mine and what's my mom's, because a lot of it does feel like stuff that I internalized.
Right, and it might not be the cleanest read right off the bat. That's
No,
why we'll
yeah.
see, we'll just kind of
A lot of
see.
there was a lot of enmeshment, I think,
Sure.
with myself and my mom,
Yeah.
like where do I start? Where do I stop?
Yeah. Well,
Where does
when
she
you're a little kid and a single mom and all that, of course and you're close and you love each other and that's your relationship.
Well, she
Uh,
wasn't a single mom when I was growing
at
up.
that point. Right.
Yeah. Like, this is when she was, uh, together with my
Right.
dad. She didn't become a single mom until I was, in college or
Oh,
graduated
that's right. That's
college.
right.
So,
Yeah. Either
but
way, it
but
doesn't.
she kinda it was kinda like a married single mom in a way. Um
Well, regardless of your father's presence or not, you were privy to your mom's pain and suffering.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's
I mean,
the
since
key.
I was a
And
little girl.
and you were close and you were, yeah. So, and nobody's sitting, you don't have a therapist living in your house helping you sort through everything every day before you went to bed.
Exactly,
So,
exactly, and neither did
mm,
my mom.
right.
So, she didn't have that kind of guidance. She was,
Yeah.
like, trying to, make her way, and I think she cultivated plenty of beliefs as well.
Yeah.
Um, you
So
know
before we go any further, I just want to double check. We're talking about investigating a couple layers of what you're talking about, specifically with using tapping. Do you feel confident about doing that on your own? Do you want to do any of that
I
here
like to
and
do
now?
some now. Yeah, I
Okay.
like to do some now because, I could feel it, like I've been definitely pretty weepy, but
Mhm.
again, like the meme that I sent you, it's like, and then I'm okay. You know what I mean? It's like I'm okay with that, you know?
Good. I
It's like
wish everybody was.
just be like, doing something, I'll be like,
Mm.
and then it's like,
Same time. Right.
okay.
Well, it's a release. That's the whole point. When people want to resist the crying, then they carry that all around all the time.
I can't
Release it
do
and
that.
you're fine.
I can't do
Yeah.
that.
Well,
You know,
let's do the piece that might have something to do with not your energy, and let's
I
just
like to
see.
try that.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
let's
while I'm not
so
feeling weepy right now, I
yeah.
do feel like, tense in my system.
Mhm.
My chest is feeling a little heavy,
Mhm. So
and
I don't
yeah,
want to be a torturer, but just in 30, 45 seconds, can you get into that quote unquote negative feeling place a little bit more?
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to aim this tapping session, and all you have to do is affirm what I'm saying or revise what I'm saying. We're going to aim this tapping session at letting go of any and all energy that isn't yours, that isn't Delilah's, specifically any energies that you took on somewhere along the line from birth to today that are really not yours, that are specifically your mom's. So just take note of how you're feeling right now, like you've been doing. And this is the very simple letting it go. So I trust your legs, feet, and ankles are uncrossed. And if you affirm everything that I just said and we're on the same page, then we simply start eyebrow point and we say, let it go.
Let it go.
Sides of the eyes, let it go.
Let it go.
Under the eyes, let it go.
Let it go.
Collarbone. Whatever it is,
Whatever it is,
whose ever it is,
whose ever it is,
specifically if some of it is my mom's,
specifically if some of it is my mom's,
in the form of beliefs and emotions,
in the form of beliefs and emotions,
why ever I took it on,
why ever I took it on,
however far back it goes.
however far back it goes.
Mhm. It's safe to let it go now.
It's safe to let it go now.
Good. Let it go now.
Let it go now.
Deep breath and wrist. Inhale through the nose. Hold for a few moments. Exhale through the mouth when you're ready. Peace.
Peace.
We'll keep going for a little while. Eyebrow. Let it go.
Let it go.
Sides of the eyes. All this old material. Let it go.
All this old material, let it go.
Under the eyes. Let it go.
Let it go.
Collarbone. Whatever it all is.
Whatever it all is.
Whose ever it all is.
Whose ever it all is.
Wherever it came from.
Wherever it came from.
Why ever I took it on.
Why ever I took it on.
However far back it goes.
However far back it goes.
It's safe to let it go now.
It's safe to let it go now.
Let it go now.
Let it go now.
Good. Deep breath and wrist. Peace.
Peace.
Good. Eyebrow. Let it go.
Let it go.
Sides of the eyes. Let it go.
Let it go.
Under the eyes. Let it go.
Let it go.
Collarbone. Whatever it all is.
Whatever it all is.
Wherever it came from.
Wherever it came from.
Whose ever it is.
Whose ever it is.
Including my mom.
Including my mom's.
Why ever I took it on.
Why ever I took it on.
And however far back it goes.
However far back it goes.
It's good.
It's good.
It's time.
It's time.
It's safe
It's
to let it go now.
to let it go now.
Let it go now.
Let it go now.
Good. Let the tears come. Wrist. Deep breath and wrist. Peace.
Peace.
Eyebrow. Let it go.
Let it go.
Sides of the eyes. Let it go.
Let it go.
Under the eyes. Let it go.
Let it go.
Collarbone. Whatever it is.
whatever it is,
wherever it came from,
wherever it came from,
however far back it goes,
however far back it goes,
whosever it might be,
whosever it might be,
why ever I picked it up in the first place.
wherever I picked it up in the first place.
It's safe to let it go now.
It's safe to let it go now.
Let it go now.
Let it go.
Good. Deep breath and wrist. Peace.
Peace.
You good to keep going?
Mm-hmm.
Eyebrow. Let it go.
Let it go.
Sides of the eyes. Let it go.
Let it go.
Under the eyes. Let it go.
Let it go.
Collarbone. Whatever it is,
Whatever it is,
wherever it came from,
wherever it came from,
however far back it goes,
however far back it goes,
whosever it might be,
whosever it might be,
why ever I picked it up in the first place.
why ever I picked it up in the first place.
It's good.
It's good.
It's time.
It's time.
It's safe to let it go now.
It's safe to let it go now.
Let it go now.
Let it go now.
Good. Deep breath and wrist. Peace.
Peace.
I want to do 2 more eyebrow. Let it go.
Let it go.
Sides of the eyes. Let it go.
Let it go.
Under the eyes. Let it go.
Let it go.
Collarbone. Whatever it all is.
Whatever it all is,
Wherever it came from.
wherever it came from,
Whosever it might be.
whosever it might be,
However far back it goes.
however far back it goes,
And why ever I picked it up in the first place.
why ever I picked it up in the first place.
It's safe to let it all go now.
It's safe to let it all go now.
Let it go now.
Let it go now.
Deep breath and wrist. Peace.
Peace.
One more time, eyebrow. Let it go.
Let it go.
Sides of the eyes. Let it go.
Let it go.
Under the eyes. Let it go.
Let it go.
Collarbone. Whatever it all is.
Whatever it all is,
Wherever it came from.
wherever it came from,
Whosever it might be.
whosever it might be,
However far back it goes.
however far back it goes,
And why ever I picked it up.
why ever I picked it up.
It's good and time and safe
It's good and time and safe
to let it all go now.
to let it all go now.
Let it go now.
Let it go now.
Good. Deep breath and wrist. Peace.
Peace.
So we'll give Delilah a moment or two and just settle and check in and see where we are.
So, what seemed to calm me down a little bit was this thought, idea that that this was like heartbreak,
Hmm.
and not heartbreak over her experiences, although it may feel that way,
Hmm.
but more so heartbreak for not being in alignment with self, capital
Well,
S. And what I mean by that is that believing the lies, you know, that like you're not good enough, or, you know,
so that's a lot of the material that we were, yeah.
that I think I picked up from my mom, you know. Like, I'm not saying that she transferred it on to me,
No, I get it.
but meaning like that I
Learned it.
sensed that from her,
Yeah.
you know, and how that shows up in my own life in terms of feeling heartache when I'm in the illusion, you know?
Yeah. Because
And
it's
when
heartbreaking.
yeah, it is, you know, when you, believe the lies that you may be telling yourself, you know? Um, and so I think that that's the bulk of it, and I think it's, you know, um,
So really much more quote unquote your stuff.
yeah, like it's a good chunk of my, you know, when I think about my mom's experience of
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
and how it overlaps with my own
Yeah.
experiences.
So right now, how do you feel compared to 10 minutes ago or so when we started?
I feel, I feel better.
Okay.
I feel better. You know, I don't wanna like, leave it hanging. I'm like, I do feel better. I'm just trying to think how specifically I
Yeah.
feel better, like what, you
Take
know?
your time.
And, um, I think that there's material there that I need to work out more.
And material. So it feels to me like just listing out all those beliefs. Just
Okay.
put them all down, see them all in one place, and then see what you're dealing with. Some of them might just go away as you shine the light on them.
I'm wondering if my having a bit of a hang up over my wanting my mother to not have those, that, you know, heartbreak or whatnot, is because I felt, you know, the whole they're not they have to be okay for me to be okay.
Yeah.
Um, because I felt like I needed her to not believe the lies or whatnot in order for me to not believe the lies,
Right.
right?
Right.
And and interestingly enough, that desire is what's having me kinda little stuck in that place of believing the lies, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Well,
I'm a bit
they,
stuck. I'm
this
getting
is,
unstuck. I'm getting
well,
unstuck.
you are. And look, when we become aware of what we are believing or have been believing, and I think you've seen this over the course of your work in spiritual workout, it doesn't feel good to believe those thoughts. It just doesn't.
So
And
it
it shouldn't. And so when we're doing this work, becoming aware of a set of beliefs that we've harbored unwittingly, that we can now clearly see we have bought into one way or another somehow, and they don't really serve us, they're gonna feel shitty. They should. They're not truth. They should feel discordant in our system. The message that I'm always imparting to people in this moment is one of keep going. This is not the time to sit in the muck. We're crossing the river of muck to the green pastures on the other side, and then we're done. And so it's not about, oh, I got to stay in this river of muck for a while. And it's also not, oh my God, I have to get out of here immediately. It's just
where I can
right.
because I do not like feeling bad.
Yeah, well, none of us do. Well, we don't like it, but we often get used to it, and we believe it's the norm, and that's a whole other ball.
Argue for it.
Exactly. So look, you'll move through it at the speed. You might just be inspired tonight to just be like, all right, once and for all, let's just do this. There's no need to elongate it or stretch it out, needlessly and put it on hold. But there's also no need to rush out of it. It's everybody's different, and the qualities of the beliefs that we're now noticing, feel different in our systems. Sometimes we need some time to think about, okay, well, if I'm going to get rid of all of this, what am I going to have? Who will I be? That all that Byron Katie work. Right?
Yeah.
It's
and something similar to that. I'm sorry, finish up, but I have
Well, I was just going to say, just in the last 2 days, I've worked with 2 different people on that exact dynamic where intellectually it's like, okay, good. Now I see what I need to release and let go of. Let's do it. And then there's some hesitation, some resistance to letting go of it. And I've never seen it be anything. And it seems counterintuitive.
No.
But it's just part of the process because we haven't filled in the next part, which is, well, who will I be? What will I be responsible for? What's my life going to look like when I'm not carrying all this stuff around? Well, so the intention, that's where you go. You just go into it. Then it's either check, or I need to fill in something, or this one's no good anymore. But somebody who doesn't have that, who hasn't done that work, will hit the resistance. It's like, what's wrong with me? I'm resisting letting go of the very things I know don't serve me.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a rational in that moment. It's not a place to live and build a house, but it's a part of the process.
So what I'll say that is like sort of speaks to that is what came up just now was similar to what I experienced I talked about, I believe, in our last session about feeling like I'm judging my mother, negating my mother, in addressing this. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I think that's like
that's a perfect example.
Resistance.
Yes.
Yeah. Like it's
something
like,
you wouldn't see coming necessarily.
You're being disloyal, or you're breaking that bond, or you're looking down on your mother because she believed some of the lies or whatever, and she acted on it, or didn't act on it, right? Like that's coming up right now, is a little bit of that.
Exactly what we're talking about. Another form of that resistance.
Yes.
Because of those beliefs. This happens all the time, especially with spouses or romantic partners, and one dies. And the moving through it, healing from it, what this whole project is about, right? They resist because of what it means to them to move through and heal from.
Yeah. And I could tell
that they're being disloyal, that they're doing all that kind of stuff.
Or that I'm breaking the bond. Down, on my mom. That's really, really more of the thing that I'm looking down on my mom.
Right. Well, this is where, having done the part we just did, let's just, I would strongly encourage, just list them all out. Just see what all these beliefs are, the whole gamut of them, because that's the next place. That feels like a logical next place to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big ones are the ones. It's the same. The same big ones. It's like, I'm okay unless everyone else is okay. I think my mom had a bit of that too. But the one that I know she definitely had was the I'm not good enough. And I guess the little offshoot of that is there's something wrong with me.
Right. So I want to bring up something that is in the realm of the spiritual part of what we do, and that some people might call unconventional. But I think it might help you to be reminded. So I'll just remind you that, and I'm only walking gingerly because this is not my area of expertise. You know me, I'm a generalist. I get a little bit, I'm like, well, that makes sense. And I run it through for 10 years. I'm like, okay, I trust that idea. The idea that I'm getting at right now is the idea that because there is no past and future, and everything throughout all the galaxies and universes and everything is all happening at the exact same moment, even though I cannot explain really much about that, but I buy into it. So that when you do healing in your own system, you heal your lineage, you
Yes.
heal your mom.
Right.
So when you excise, I'm not good enough, especially if you throw an intention in there and just say, oh yeah, and this is for me and every place I come from, all the way back in time. That's why in the tapping, I like to throw that in however far back it goes. And I mean, not just in our lifetime, maybe previous lifetimes, right? So I just want to remind you of that, if that helps you to continue being focused on what you're doing and knowing and trusting that wherever, however she is at the moment, it's helping to do the same for her.
So I buy into this idea pretty loosely because I still don't know the inner workings of that,
Yeah, it's very, yeah.
like I kind of get a little lost sometimes when people try to explain it to me because I guess that's my linear or
Yeah,
like
it's a
3D.
whack concept. It's what do you mean there's no blah, blah, blah? I'm going to do something tomorrow and I can tell you what I did yesterday.
Where are we? Like
Right.
wait, so where are we now? Yeah. Um, I do buy into it though, because there's just something in me that feels like
Well,
it's
and
right.
every teaching says it, right? I mean, have you ever?
Sure. And lots of other folks on my psycho-spiritual care team, my holistic care team, say the same thing.
Yeah.
Um, and yet I buy into it like pretty generally. I just don't really know the inner workings. I can't really not that I
That's
can't,
why I
but
said I've already said more than I know.
yeah, as of now, I'm not able to follow that. But I think one of the things where I get a little bit confused
Mm-hmm.
when people say that is because when I think of my mom in another dimension
Mm-hmm.
right now outside of this plane, I and maybe this is where I get lost. I think that they are even more powerful and more expansive. That how could I possibly be
Because
correcting that line or whatever?
more of you than is in your physical body, more of your being than is in your physical body right now is outside of your physical body too, with her.
Okay. Okay.
And it's a fact that we experience past, present, and future as human beings on this planet. That's part of the whole design of this experiment of coming into these bodies for the express purpose of having experiences and playing around with the idea of separation from source. So that's what we've been doing.
Okay.
So it's not, we're not idiots because we say, oh, well, let me tell you what happened yesterday and I'll tell you what I'm going to do tomorrow. Past, present, future, we experience it all the time. It's part of the experience of being a human on this planet. But on a soul level, that's why we say there's no time on a soul level. On our level, there's time. let's do this at 6 o'clock on Wednesdays. Okay, that's really helpful. Calendars and clocks, really helpful. They're just tools, though, to navigate this plane of existence. What?
They're overrated.
And they're just tools that we navigate here. Outside of here, there's no need for that because everything is right here, right now. So what is that really like? We'll find out and remember when we leave our bodies, I guess. Or some people can do it now. I don't know. But I'm personally not trying to not have a past, present, and future because that's part of the human experience.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing away. I don't look at my clock and watch all the time and calendar, but I sure use them, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I don't get all bent out of shape when something is not happening on my schedule because I know it's happening on another schedule.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you mean to tell me you don't throw tantrum?
Oh, I think I'm a reactor. I'm a reactor. Like you do, like you talked about crying and getting that burst out and then you're done. Like I will react and then I'm done. Like
all right. Yeah.
Not with big things, only with small things.
Variety in the world.
The big things, I'm good. I'm like, bring it on. I can roll with that. And then it's those little things that'll still get me for a moment or 12 and then I'm done.
For me, it tends to be the small things. I don't really sweat too much, sometimes depending on like where I am in my cycle. Like where if I'm not feeling like great in my body or whatever, like, there's like some physical thing there. Mm-hmm. I have very short tolerance, patience. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, the small things, I'm just kind of like, oh, whatever, stop. You're making it worse. Okay.
Oh, of course. It's always making it worse.
Like, I'm just like, and I don't know if that just comes from being from New York City. And it's just like, if you spend your time sweating
for me, the small things are just things that I say, quote unquote, shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
It
like
shouldn't happen. And it takes me 5 minutes to detangle 2 hangers in my closet. Like that's the kind of thing that I'm like, this is stupid. This is just a stupid waste of my time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about. Those micro
service. I've seen you with that.
Or customer service for sure. I'm paying customer. You're gonna treat me like a load of crap. No good.
It's funny.
But that just points to my everything about me is about living the new higher consciousness. And when I'm up against the old dying one in such profound ways,
you're like, oh my God, where's the meteor coming?
Well, and then it's I'm here for a reason. This is just more opportunity for me. So I move through it very, very quickly. That'll be like.
What's really funny is that you were saying how you can react to mostly the small things, and it's funny how I tend to react over people making a fuss of the small thing. Oh. And that's funny. And that kind of goes in line with the whole, like, I'm not okay unless everyone else is okay, right? Like, isn't that funny how that works?
My thing underneath it all from the time, I carry my old stuff too. It's like, there's a right way to do things, which is no longer what I truly believe at all.
Right.
But in my guts, and I grew up with that ethos. Like there's just a right and a wrong way.
That's the right word.
I see people doing things that are like, well, and now I don't get upset about that at all because no more judgment. But I used to judge that very harshly.
So it's interesting because that is definitely something that I noticed. Wow. Okay. Yeah. How much that goes hand in hand with the whole I'm not okay unless everyone else is okay. So I noticed that I tend to react when I believe people are making a big, like throwing a tantrum over
they're not okay. And then you can't relax.
And then I'm like, I can't relax. I'm like, they're fucking up my program.
See, that's where I'll pop popcorn and watch them.
They'll make it hot. I feel like they're making it hot when it doesn't need to be. Like, just get over it,
That's I'll pop popcorn and watch that all day long.
You and I very
because
different.
That doesn't bother. It's like, you want to be all that judgmental, okay, go for it. Knock yourself out. I really love watch it all day long, but
No, no, I love that though, because I could use some more of that. And it's interesting because I have a lot of examples in my life where I have to really exercise.
Well, it's opportunities to practice non-judgment. That's all it is. That's all it
Yeah.
is.
And transmuting, working out that belief of that, I'm not okay unless everyone else is
Right.
okay.
Well, you've done some of that, and you've got some more to go.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's again where I would just
A lot of it
reiterate.
stems from childhood, like when I was seeing my mom emoting, acting hysterically. I know that's like such a trigger for a lot of women in particular, but
I don't say it anymore.
she was acting hysterically for me, um, and especially like with my dad, and my dad just being like do 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 do, and that was even more of like oh my god. And just feeling like, oh my God, why can't my mom just fucking divorce this man already and go on with her life instead of complaining and agony and then. And so that stuck with me, that stuck with me, but I'm getting unstuck.
Yes, you are. Yes,
I'm getting unstuck. And how I do that by working out those beliefs, correct?
Yeah, just list them all down. It's time. We've done it. I remember we did it for sure many sessions ago. So just pick up with that and see, and see what else. Make sure, it's as exhaustive of a list as possible, and go from there.
Okay.
And when I say go from there, generally here's what's going to happen. Some of them, like I said, just the awareness of them, you've dealt with them before. You're like, yeah, I don't really have a charge there anymore. I know what that's all about. Some of them will be at the other end of the spectrum where it's like, I don't know how I'm going to get rid of this one. And then, some maybe in the middle where it's like, yeah, it just takes a little more.
So good you brought up the whole resistance thing, because I'm feeling it right now. Wow. Like I was just thinking about this whole thing of reacting to people, reacting to small stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think I just had this sensation come up of like, dun dun dun, like, how are you going to handle this? Are you going to get over it? Are you going to work this out? And also the thinking about the discomfort in changing this is coming up right now for me.
Good.
Like, I'm kind of like,
when I say good,
I feel like I'm in a little cozy room right here. And then when we get off, I'm feeling like dun dun dun.
Write them down, write them down, write them down.
Okay.
And then we'll do it together. You'll do it on your own, some combination. You're getting there. When I say good, it's because you're being shown precisely for you, specifically customized, what you need to quote unquote release in order to live the intention that you started this conversation with, the joy, the vitality, and all the things that are pulling you forward, right? So in this way,
inspiration, feeling inspired.
Getting to that place of the non-resistance and into where you neutral, it's like whatever it is, and now what am I inspired to do? Good stuff.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Well, I have some soul work.
Go figure.
I have some soul work. I really appreciate this, though. I really, this is why I asked if you were available, because.
Did we cover what you wanted to?
I think so. I think this is like a good, I wouldn't say starting point, but another point.
Next point, yeah.
Yes, yes. Step. Another step in this process. Maybe another layer in this process that I think I'm like feeling, okay, this is time.
Yeah.
For it.
Good.
Well, thank you, Steven, once again.
You're welcome once again.
Everyone, Steven Morrison, creator of Spiritual Workout. The practice that we use here, that is the foundation for this unconventional wisdom on grief and loss. As you saw, Steven held up a couple of cards, which are like some of the 15 concepts that we use here in this practice. I think today we did judgment separate us, and we also did be present, as well as we are here for a reason. So thank you so much.
And we started with intention.
Oh, we did? Okay. Yeah. Intentions matter.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You were just getting glimmers and you want to have many glimmers.
Yes. Yes. I'm feeling more glimmers peeking through, you know, there, and addressing the triggers, you know. So this is Delia De La Rosa signing out this week's week 23 of Unconventional Wisdom on Grief and Loss. Once again, not a linear, we're proving that this is not a linear process. Not a linear process. Yeah, I'm processing.
I'll get out of your way.
I'm processing with your help. With your help.
And I'll walk with you.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, alongside me. Don't walk away. But thank you so much, Steven, and thank you to everyone here. I'm not sure if we will come back next week or not. Maybe, you know, this where we're at right now for everyone is, you know, I'm thinking live a little life, apply, align, lifing, applying, aligning, lifing, applying, aligning. And so just like we did from our last session, it was like to cut a week off, applying, lifing, applying, aligning, until I was like, I need a little more help aligning and applying.
The way it works.
Yep. So thank you so much, Steven.
You're most welcome. Thank you.
And stay tuned. Subscribe if you want, so that you can get the alerts from when we come on the next time. Excellent. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Steven.
Right. You're welcome.
Bye, everyone.
Bye for now.